Hey guys, welcome back to my channel The Engineer Singh. Today's video I will be discussing with you few of the repeated questions of strength of material for AJE exams. So let's start the video. So the first question जो है अपने पास वो है let me turn on the pointer pen. So the first question is the ratio of the stress produced by suddenly applied and gradual applied loads on a bar is. So in case of sudden application of load, we have twice of P by A, the stress, and for gradual application of load, we have P by A. So the ratio of this two, the stresses, so this divided by this will be 2. So the correct answer is 2. Moving to the next question, we have the property of the material by which it can be drawn into smaller sections by application of tension is called plasticity, ductility, elasticity, or malleability. So the correct answer is option B, ductility. And whereas malleability is the property by which it can be drawn into thin sheets, thin sheets of metal, that is called malleability. So this too is quite important. So moving on to the next question, the relation between the Young modulus E and the modulus of rigidity G. So it is generally also represented by G. So we have E is equal to twice n 1 plus mu, and second is E is equal to twice n 1 minus mu. So it is very memory based question. It is very important relation between E and N or G. So the correct answer is option A. E is equal to twice G 1 plus mu, and whereas E and K is related as E is equal to 3K 1 minus mu. So on to the next question, we have yield point of the test place the material obeys Hooke's law, behaves in an elastic manner, regains its original shape on removal of the load, and whereas the last option is undergoes plastic deformation. So at yield point the material is under plastic state. So the correct option is option D. Moving to the next question, we have with percentage increase in carbon and steel decreases its strength, hardness, brittleness, ductility. So with percentage increase in carbon, as the carbon content increases, ductility decreases. So it is a very important relation. As carbon content increases, strength increases and ductility decreases. This is a very important relation. You must remember this. In most of the AJE exams, this question is framed on this concept. The elongation, percentage of elongation of the piece under tension indicates its brittleness, stiffness, ductility, malleability. The correct option is option D, that is ductility. The next question, we have ductility of which of the following is the maximum? Mild steel, cast iron, wrought iron, or pig iron. So as from the previous question, we have the concept that as the carbon content increases, strength increases but ductility decreases. From the question we know the steel which has the least amount of carbon content will have the maximum ductility. So the purest form of steel is wrought iron, which has the least percentage of carbon. So the wrought iron will have the maximum ductility. So from this relation we have wrought iron, mild steel, cast iron, and pig iron. So pig iron has the maximum percentage of carbon, so it has the least ductility but maximum strength. As the carbon content increases, ductility decreases, ultimate strength of the steel increases, corrosion resistance reduces. So moving to the next question, we have strain energy stored in a solid is given as stress into strain into volume, option B stress into strain into area of the cross section, Option C, half stress into strain into length. And option D, we have half stress into strain into volume. So the correct answer is option D. It can also be represented as U is also equal to like the general is we get the from the load deflection diagram, that is half P into delta in case of gradual loading, because the deflection shape is the load deflection diagram is triangular, but in case of sudden loading the load deflection diagram is rectangular. So the area will be P into delta. So moving to the next question, we have the modulus of elasticity of steel is more than that of concrete. It indicates that steel is less elastic, more plastic, less elastic. So E is directly proportional to the elasticity for the initial portion of stress strain curve. So as the modulus of elasticity of steel is more, it means that steel is more elastic than that of concrete. Moving to the next question, we have a material is called ductile if it has little plastic elongation range, has long plastic elongation range, could be hammered into very thin sheet, shows very large elastic strain. So the correct answer is option B, has long plastic elongation range. Poisson's ratio is defined as longitudinal strain by lateral strain by longitudinal strain, lateral strain into longitudinal strain, or half lateral strain into longitudinal strain. The correct answer is option B, that is lateral strain into longitudinal strain. Moving to the next question, we have this is the reaction shown. We need to find the reaction at B. So it is quite easy. We can take the moment about B and just found the reaction. So as we take the moment about B, 20 into 200, and as both are in the same direction, plus Ra into 100 is equal to 0. On equating, we get Ra is equal to minus 10. That is, Ra is acting downwards. So next question we have, Hooke's law is valid up to limit of proportionality, ultimate point, elastic limit, yield point. So the correct option is limit of proportionality. The property of a material by which it gets permanently deformed under a load which is not recovered after removal of load is called elasticity, ductility, brittleness, plasticity. So the correct answer is plasticity, as under plasticity after removal of load the material is not recovered. So moving to the next question, we have the property of a material by which it can be beaten or rolled into thin plates. Malleability, ductility, plasticity, or elasticity. The correct answer is malleability. So the next question, we have strain energy due to sudden axial load is given by sudden. This is the sudden. So in case of sudden, the load is 2p and the area is rectangular. The load deflection diagram is rectangular. So the strain energy will be sigma square by twice E. The total number of elastic constant for isotropic material is 2. In case of isotropic, it is 2. In case of orthotropic, it is 9. And in case of anisotropic, it is 21. Which of the following is relatively ductile material? High carbon steel, bronze, mild steel, cast iron. As we know, as the carbon content is less, the material will be more ductile. So mild steel has the least percentage of carbon content as compared to the other three. From this theory part, we can see that mild steel has lesser percentage of carbon than bronze, then high carbon steel, and then cast iron. Coming to the next question, we have, for a material having modulus of elasticity E and modulus of rigidity N, it is seen that E is equal to twice N and the bulk modulus K of the material is given as. So we have the relation between E and E and K or N, we have, this is the given from the question, and we know E is equal to twice n 1 plus mu, and from that relation we can compare that the mu is equal to 0, and we also have E is equal to 3k 1 minus 2 mu, and substituting mu is equal to 0, we get K is equal to E by 3. This is the answer. Going to the next question. The ratio of the stress induced due to sudden applied axial load to the stress induced to a gradual applied axial load on a bar is, we have discussed this question earlier. The correct answer is option A, that is 2. Moving to the next question, we have Poisson's ratio of rubber lies between, as rubber is an isotropic material. For isotropic material, uh, the Poisson's ratio value is 0.5. So the range which satisfies is 0.45 to 0.5. For other values, like for cork, the value is 0. For concrete, it lies between 0.1 and 0.2. For aluminium, it is 0.33. For steel, it is 0.27 to 0.3. And for rubber, it is 0.5. Moving to the next question, we have, which of the following statement is true? Limit of proportionality depends upon area of cross section. Limit of proportionality depends upon the type of loading. Limit of proportionality depends upon the type of material, or all the options are correct. The correct option is option C. Next question, we have a composite beam is composed of two equal strips, one of brass and other of steel. If the temperature is raised, option A, we have steel experiences tensile forces. Option B, brass experiences compressive forces. Option C, composite beam gets subjected to a couple. Option D, all of this. So for this question, we need to have the idea of coefficient of thermal expansion. As we know, coefficient of thermal expansion of brass is more than that of steel. So brass will go under, will expand more than steel. So brass will be under compression force. So the option B is the correct answer. Moving to the next question, we have gradually applied static load do not change with time there. Option A, magnitude. Option B, direction. Option C, point of application. Option D, all of the above. Correct answer is option D, all of them. All of the options are correct. For the validity of principle of superposition, the material should behave in which manner? Linear elastic. Option B, non-linear elastic. Option C, non-linear inelastic. Option D, linear inelastic. The correct answer is option A, that is linear elastic material. Next question, we have the load on the spring per unit deflection is called stiffness, proof resilience, proof stress, proof load. The correct answer is stiffness. Moving to the next question, we have, if the Young modulus of elasticity of material is twice its modulus of rigidity, then the Poisson's ratio of the material is. So we have the relation between E and G. E is equal to 2G 1 plus mu. From that, we comparing, we get mu is equal to 0, which is the answer. Now the next question, we have the greatest load. The greatest load which a spring can carry without getting permanently distorted is called stiffness. No, it is not called stiffness. Proof resilience, proof stress, proof load. So it is talking about the load. So the correct answer is proof load. So next question, we have a material which obeys law is subjected to direct stress sigma naught. At its elastic limit, which of the following statements is true? So option B, A, we have strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. Option B, we have maximum shear stress is equal to sigma naught by 2. Option C, we have strain energy is equal to sigma naught square by twice into volume. And option D, all the options are correct. So the answer is all the options are correct. Next question, we have the strain energy stored in the spring when subjected to a greatest load without being permanently distorted. Without being permanently distorted means it is within elastic limit. So within elastic limit, it is proof resilience is the correct answer. So from this we can check the definition, like what is proof resilience, what is proof load, proof stress. You can just pause the video and go through it once. Going to the next question we have, among the following which is an least elastic? Elasticity is directly proportional to E. So iron has higher Young's modulus of elasticity is also higher for copper as compared to other both copper and silver, and the option D is rubber. So the correct answer is option D. You can see this from the stress strain curve. The Young's modulus is least for the rubber. Moving to the next question. A material is said to be perfectly elastic. It regains its original shape on removal of the load. It regains its original shape partially on removal of the load. It doesn't regain its original shape at all. None of this. So elastic material regains its original shape. So the correct answer is option A. Moving to the next question, we have AB and AC are the cross section of bronze and copper bars of equal length. Sigma B and sigma C are their respective stresses due to the load P. If PB and PC are the load shared by them, then the relation sigma B by sigma C is equal to EB by EC, which is correct option. P is equal to PB plus PC, which is also a correct option. P is equal to area of B multiplied by area of stress in B plus the same for the concrete. All the options are correct. This option is also correct. So the correct answer is B. All the options are correct. Moving to the next question, we have, when a member is subjected to axial tension load, the greatest normal stress is equal to, we know, maximum shear stress is equal to half the yield stress. So when a member is subjected to the axial tension load, the greatest normal stress is equal to twice the maximum shear stress. Option C will be the correct option. Going to the next question, we have, in compression test, the fracture in cast iron specimen would occur along the axis of load, occur along an oblique plane, occur at right angle to the axis of specimen, not occur. So the correct option is option B, occur along an oblique plane. Next question, we have, the phenomenon of slow extension of material, that is increasing with time, having constant load, increasing with time and at a constant load, is option A creeping, option B breaking, option C yielding, and none of this. The correct answer is creep. Creep is dependent on time. So next question we have, with percentage increase of carbon in steel decreases its ductility. As percentage of carbon increases, its strength increases, ductility reduces, and corrosion resistance also reduces. Going to the next question, we have, at yield point of test place, the material obeys Hooke's law, behaves as elastic manner, regains its original shape on removal of load, undergoes plastic deformation. The correct option is option D, undergoes plastic deformation. Next question we have, the ratio of the stress produced by a sudden bar applied and gradual low applied load on a bar is 2. This question is repeated again. And